Memorable moment in my life. Noah by Kim Hagen. While I was too young to have a child, giving birth to my son is a memory I will never forget. The moment I gave birth to my child, I went from being a 19-year-old teenager to a parent. Being a parent is the biggest responsibility in your life, and the responsibilities include taking care of another human being. The first thing I did when I found out when I was pregnant was tell my fiance, who was filled with joy. He was just 28 years old, but having a baby was something we both really wanted. When I called my mom, she was ecstatic, but when I called my dad, I got a different response. Right away, my father's tone of voice changed, and I could tell he was not happy. My father immediately said I was way too young to have a baby and that I should not have a child. I hung up in his face and cried. I did not talk to my dad for a while after that. I researched online about my baby and ways to help my nausea because I was extremely sick. A few months later, my father and I were talking again. He changed his mind and decided to support me through my pregnancy and eventually my birth. I worked at Dunkin' Donuts throughout my pregnancy, and then I found out that I had IUGR. IUGR is short for intrauterine gestational restriction, which means that the baby was not growing enough at the times that he should be. Every 2 days I went to ultrasounds to do measurements, and I had to leave my job. Financially, things began to get stressful, and we were not allowed to have a baby in the studio where we lived. Eventually, time flew by, and I was 40 weeks pregnant, and I decided that I would stay at my mom's with the baby until we could find a place of our own. I was scheduled for an induction, and finally at 41 weeks, I was 1 week late. The day came on April 4th, 2012. When I held my son in my arms for the first time, tears came down my cheek, but they were tears of joy. The feeling was indescribable. I believe in a higher power, and nothing ever connected me to God more than that day. I felt so blessed to have such a healthy, beautiful baby boy named Noah, and he was born with beautiful blonde hair and blue eyes. My father and mother were there and adored their grandson. Giving birth to my son was one of the best memorable events in my life. It is not just a memory, but a time when my whole life changed for the better. I finally felt like I had a purpose on this earth, and that was to be a good mother, and still is. My little Noah is now 14 years old.